Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. We're starting right out of the gate today with a big decision from another country, a Swedish court. And this is regarding the fate of rapper A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky, whose real name is Rakim Myers, along with two members of his entourage, were arrested last month for allegedly attacking a teenager in a fight on the streets of Stockholm. The case became extremely controversial in that Myers was refused release from jail pending this decision of the case, where we even saw attempted intervention by President Trump and the administration. Myers, though, was eventually permitted to leave the country. But today, the Swedish court handed down their verdict. Myers and his two co-defendants were found guilty of assault, thereby rejecting their claims of self-defense in the brawl. But they were handed down a conditional sentence, meaning that they're not going to spend any more time in jail unless, of course, they break the law again. Now, you have to imagine this comes as a relief, considering they were facing between 6 months to 2 years behind bars if they were convicted. Myers has stated that this series of events has been both scary and humbling. Joining me now to break this down is former prosecutor Melba Pearson. Melba, great to have you here on Law and Crime. So this is an interesting development that he was found guilty. Is this what you expected?
Well, from everything that I've heard, yes, this is expected. Apparently, there were several eyewitnesses to the event, as well as surveillance camera footage that showed that, unfortunately, A$AP Rocky and his entourage were not acting in self-defense. So the court obviously rejected their defense, and as such, they were convicted.
But the judge also said here that this didn't rise to such a serious nature that would warrant more jail time. What does that mean? I always thought if you commit an assault, you beat somebody up, of course you're going to jail.
And apparently, according to the facts that I'm aware of, the entourage, I'm not sure if it was A$AP Rocky himself or one of his entourage, actually used a bottle, so a weapon was used during the attack. But let's also keep in mind that Europeans in general have a slightly different view on criminal justice than we do in America. They don't rely as heavily on incarceration and look towards more restorative justice type techniques, whether it be restitution or meeting with the victim in some way, shape, or form to try to make them whole. So I'm not overly surprised that he didn't have to do prison time. And I think also his celebrity may have had a little bit of something to do with it, in light of the fact that, number one, he doesn't live in Stockholm. He's unlikely to return in the immediate future unless he's on tour. So they probably didn't view him additionally as a threat to the community. So that was probably another reason why they decided not to pursue jail time in this particular instance.
It's almost like, get out of the country, you've caused enough issues. I mean, look what happened with the U.S. administration getting involved. What did you make of that?
Well, this administration is very interesting when it comes to criminal justice reform. I mean, we've seen the First Step Act that was passed very recently here. We see the president and the administration getting involved in various high-profile cases, sometimes at the behest of, Kim Kardashian West or other people that are close to him. So it's sort of a mixed bag here. Again, kind of surprised that he would take an interest in A$AP Rocky, but I believe that was as a result of someone close to him, someone who has his ear, bringing it to his attention. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't see this as a case that he would have given a second thought to.
Well, it's an interesting case to follow nonetheless, and I'm sure he is not going to go back to Sweden anytime soon. Melba, stand by. We have a lot more to, we have a lot more to cover, so I want you to stand by. Let's keep going with what's on the agenda for today.